All right, hi everybody. It's Bonka922. Last review for now until later today, which I will probably do Kanata. God knows how that's gonna act. Oh man, that episode's probably gonna blow my mind. Um, and maybe some Toriko. Maybe, maybe. Get back on the Toriko thing going on. I think we're like chapter 61 onward. But this Coppelion. Um, pretty good episode. Um, Give this a 5 out of 5 on many levels because we had a lot of things happen in this episode because we had the ending was holy shit. Ending was like, oh my god. This episode gave us another reason to hate the Uzo sisters. Like, you are a bunch of bitches and you need to die. Like, seriously. The other thing about this episode was pretty good. I mean, more or less, we had them going in, the Diversion Team. I think they got the attention of the Uzu sisters. And, they were chasing them and shit. And Aoi, the reason why she has a fear of them is apparently because they bullied her and shit. So, yeah, that was pretty weird. And pretty much what happens, they get them away from the other team, the ones that are trying to get everyone out on the train. And what was interesting about this episode that was kind of like a 180 to me was Aoi. It was very strange. Very strange. Something happened to her when she was confronting, I'm trying to figure out which sister it was. I'm trying to see, let me go to Uzu sisters. Oh, it was Shion. Okay, not Canon, it was Shion. Shion was basically, basically what ends up happening, they go to a certain area, they get them all the way out, the First Division and the Uzu sisters out of there. To the, like, this the woods area, And, Haruto, he shoots this rocket up, and these bombs and shit that blow up. And they split up. Aoi and Naruse and Haruto, because apparently Naruse notices that they're gonna leave. They don't want to stick around. They want to go straight to that place where they're going to use them to create that huge explosion and contaminate the whole world. So Naruse realizes we can't have that. We have to figure out what we're going to do here and just get their attention. So she uses Aoi as bait. That was funny. She was like, ah! She was freaking out. So she's on the robot, and they go to this area where it's this bridge on a lake. And she's on the Swan. And Shion gets there and says a few, bullshit lines. She beats the shit out of the robot. And I was like, yo, she punched the hell out of that robot. I'm like, yo, that is some fucking crazy shit. She must be like Superman or something. Because she destroyed like half his face. I was like, god damn. And she was shocked, Aoi, and she had enough. She said, stop. And this would confuse the hell out of me, which I believe will be further detailed in next week's episode. Shion goes to hit Aoi, and she disappears. And she's in the air. I'm like, huh? That totally blew my mind. I was like, okay, what was that? Now, I've seen a few clips from the manga, and I think something happens with Aoi. She does a few things. But anyway, she shows up on the top of the Swan, and she, like, stumbles, and Shion doesn't have no idea what happened. And she's like, "You bitch!" And they're basically running around. And we also find out something interesting. Cannon apparently has a weak towards water, which is not to be surprised. I mean, she uses electricity. If she goes in the water, she'll execute herself. So the whole point is, that was that. And Aoi just using that swan thing is running away from Shion, and Naruse gets her escape route through this bridge to get her to escape. After that whole scenario, we have this other thing happening, and then we got the other team trying to, the baby and everything, and we go to the first division. One person in the first division, as we know from last week's episode, is Ibuki's husband. So when they were listening, the first division was listening through a radio, walkie-talkie. We hear, them talking, and we hear Ibuki talking and Teiko and everything, and that's when Naruse comes out of nowhere and holds her hands up and saying, "Are you Ibuki's husband?" and everything, and so on and so forth. And this brings up kind of a thing going on, and when they're about to talk about it, First Division finds them, and Cannon finds them, and they basically take over the situation, and Haruto comes out, and stupid Cannon's electrocuting them, and when she's about to electrocute, she executes Naruse, and she executes Haruto. It's about to really electrocute him a lot. The guy they were talking to, who happens to be Ibuki's husband, hits Cannon in the side of the head and shoots fired and shit, and then they just leave. So this guy that they were talking to before was her husband. And he basically tells, Naruse and Haruto that they were there. I always come here. Our relationship was forbidden, supposedly. Some details there. Then we have them running away, and they're getting shafted by the First Division. And the robot starts firing at First Division and shit, and it's getting pretty heated. Back to the train. They are then, the train situation is they're trying to get the train through, but they can't because of electricity, the cables and such. So Ibuki's father decides to go out and fix it himself. Meanwhile, back where Naruse is and everybody, they're firing at the First Division, and one of the First Division guys said, "Oh, we'll bring out that thing." We don't know what it is, and out of nowhere it comes, this giant spider robot. When I saw it, I thought, you know what I was thinking about? Spider-Man. Anyone who's seen the original Spider-Man cartoon, you know how, you had the Kingpin and his assistant, and he had those Spider-Man exterminator things. That's what this robot reminded me of. That's what it reminded me of. Spider Slayers, they were called and stuff. But that was pretty awesome. I was digging that shit. That was like, So, obviously, Naruse, Aoi, they're all going to have to deal with this robot and find a way to bring it down. That's pretty much the story. I mean, that was awesome. I was like, God damn. Yeah, this is crazy. So, reasons more or less for me giving it a 5 out of 5 are the ending. That was huge. I was dug it out with that shit. That was awesome. That, Aoi, and, just the Uzo sisters again. Those are reasons for giving it a 5 out of 5. Hopefully, this ends pretty good. Now, next week's, I should actually give it a 4.5, but I figured to go up the ante. But next week's might give it a 5 out of 5 as well. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm digging what's happening so far, But like I said, I think it was Kimberly with a Shotgun. She told me I skipped a lot of chapters. Hopefully, when the anime is over, I can go to the manga and find out just how much they skipped and everything. But overall, this show's getting pretty good. I'm like what's going on. So we'll see how it goes. It looks like the last two episodes. Yeah, last two episodes. That's crazy. I'm gonna play around this scenario. The conclusion of this. Sorry, got a little cough there. But like to see how this concludes. I've been really digging Coppelion. This was a very good anime. I just loved it. You know, it's shit. You know, gonna really love it more when I go read the manga, cause not that much. And guys get a chance. Go read the manga too, because it's not that long. I mean, it's got a lot of volumes in Japan, but they just haven't translated them yet. You know? Huh. Definitely, if you get a chance, go read Coppelion. Anyway, that's the story, people. Bankai 922, Coppelion, episode 10. 2 more. This robotic spider, yo, that was awesome. 5 out of 5. We'll see how it concludes here. I guess gonna have to find a way to defeat that spider. They're gonna have to find something to defeat it with. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that. But yeah, that's the story. Bankai 922. I'll see you guys later. Aoi is... something's going on with her. I have no idea. Something is going on with her. She's got some powers. See ya.